Michigan's short track racing authority is Horsepower Happenings.
Charlie Bauer, welcome into Horsepower Happenings.
Scotty Thiel, welcome to Horsepower Happenings.
John Beach, welcome into Horsepower Happenings.
Adam Terry, welcome into Horsepower Happenings.
Paul Pelletier.
Corbin Hazlett, Riley Knoll.
Matt Kemp, Dylan Stovall, welcome into Horsepower Happenings.
From pavement to dirt, modifieds to sprint cars, hear from drivers, promoters, track owners, and many other industry leaders.
We worked on that car for 12 days straight, and when I got to the Speedway Saturday, I was out of gas. I had to take a nap.
You're out there and, you know, that groove, if you're outside of it, you could be a couple tenths off or even half a second off.
It is not the shock that you've won all these races. You know what I mean? There's so many pieces to the puzzle to make these cars go fast.
I don't care what he says. I saw a thing on Facebook on somebody's post that's now been deleted that one of his crew guys said that the spotter told him car low and I wrecked him.
With over 50 years of experience from racing to management, here are Zach Heiser and Rich Franz.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome into Horsepower Happenings. Great show lined up for you tonight. We'll talk to a first-time guest in John King, fresh off his win at the Growler, and then we'll have Trevor Berry back on the program for the first time in a little while. But first, here are some things that are happening in a Mark News Minute. Let's take a look at the world of NASCAR, back-to-back road courses, and this time SVG did what everybody thought he would do. Shane Van Gisbergen gets the win on Sunday in the Toyota Save Mart 350 in the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. They were in action from Sonoma as well. Shane Van Gisbergen, he took care of business once again. Elsewhere, how about USAC? They were regional this week. They were at Butler Motor Speedway on Saturday night. And turns out that the locals can't handle it. Keith Sheffer Jr. tried very, very hard. So hard, Rich, that he ended up on his lid and continued to race after flipping at the exit of turn number 2. So good for him. But Kyle Cummins ends up going to victory lane. In Cedar Lake, how about Sheldon Hodgenshield? A thriller as he gets his 50th World of Outlaws win over the weekend. Sam Haferteef Jr. finally back in victory lane with the American Sprint Car Series, claiming his 89th career win. And Bobby Pierce stretches his World of Outlaws win streak to 5 after taking a rain-shortened no-DAC feature for his 5th straight feature win with the World of Outlaws. Those things and so much more happening tonight on Horsepower Happenings. Good evening. Welcome in. I'm Zach Heiser. Rich France joins me from across the way. What's going on, sir?
I had a pretty good weekend. I started it out kind of funny. I had a golf outing benefit for, I don't remember the exact company, but it was to benefit blind children, and a gentleman that runs it woke up one day blind, just wasn't sick, went to bed where he could see. Wow. And he woke up blind the next day, and he thought, this is what I'm going to do with my life, because he had to work so hard. And then I come home Friday night and I hear Mr. Heiser calling the best race I have ever seen. I don't know how long it's been since I have seen a race that you got to call at Ush Weekend on Friday. That was unbelievable at the end.
That race at Ush Weekend, you know, and we talked about this internally. The final, what we determined, no, I think the final 18 or 17 or 16 laps, something like that, was a highlight reel in itself. And the other 9 or 10 laps were good too. And the thing about it, Rich, is there's 2 points I'd like to make. First of all, Darren Dryden led the first, 10 laps. I don't have the stats right in front of me. And he was the leader with 4 laps to go. Do you want to know where Darren Dryden finished?
What was it,
Fourth.
Fourth? Yeah.
Corey Turner was the leader on the last 2 laps of the race.
Was that lap traffic sick the last 5 laps? Just sick.
Well, and the problem for them is, you know, Dryden and Westbrook had been ripping the lip. Corey Turner was really the only one making ground on the bottom. So give lap traffic a little bit of credit. They kind of thought they were out of the way down there, but they were not.
Double D looked like he had it. He looked pretty comfortable, and then he picked the wrong spot, and all of a sudden, where'd Westbrook come from? 3rd to 1st, like in a straightaway and then
corner. Threw it away. And then threw it away.
And almost went off the top, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then he's got to come back.
It was unbelievable. And what a show. And by the way, didn't know who was going to win coming out of 4. I mean, yeah, Corey got bottled up coming out of 2, and Westbrook got a big run, but he got it all back in turn 3. And I got to say, thanks to Clinton and Adam and everybody over there with GeForce TV at Owosso Speedway, welcoming me with open arms to let me be a part of that. And love Adam. He's a great guy. At the very end, right? You know, we get done calling the race and Adam hits the button just to finally come in. What a race! And yeah, that's exactly right. It was a great show. It was so much fun.
So when we get down to the end of the season and we do our season recap, put this in there as of now for a race of the year candidate, because you were lucky. I mean, I watched it.
Very blessed.
I watched it, and it was probably better watching it in person. And it was just incredible, man. It was just great. 3 guys going at it. You didn't know.
And by the way, so you know, the 3 guys, let me see here. 1, 2. Yeah, so the 3 guys that led the race, only 2 of them were racing for $10,000, by the way. Right? The bounty, Dylan didn't get. He got $2,500 US is what he got. Standard GLSS purse.
Well, that's usually how a bounty works when you're kicking their butt.
But I've never seen somebody drive so hard, you know, to take an $8,500 loss. You know what I mean? Like, they were talking in the pits, like, "Hey, did you cut a deal with anybody for $5,000, you know, each way?" And nope.
5 or 6 to go. I thought Westbrook was done. I thought he was done. Somebody was going to win some big money.
Yep.
It was either going to be Double D or Turner. That's what I thought. And it was like, really? Where'd he come from?
It was a great race. Cody Geyer in the chat says there are race of the year candidates, and then there was Friday night's race at Owosso.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
incredible.
Good. It was really good.
I got to give you that.
If you missed it, GeForce TV, of course, they do. They have their broadcasts available on YouTube. We also, of course, have it on GreatLakesSprints.tv. But go support the folks at GeForce with Owosso Speedway. Go back and watch that thing because it was phenomenal. It was a lot of fun to call that race. So, okay, what else happened over the weekend? You may ask. Well, Owosso Speedway had their big weekend of modified racing. Rich, the Go for Broke 150, which ended up being a 2-day format. As somebody said to me, I think it was Cody Geyer said over the weekend, hopefully the Horsepower Happenings luck didn't turn into a Horsepower Happenings curse, because Nick Clemens ended up on his lid on Saturday night.
I did hear that, and I was like, well, that didn't work out the way we thought.
But he was able to get the thing put back together and run the main event. So shout out to him and everybody that helped him with that. David McManus won the even qualifier feature, starting in the 14th starting spot in the qualifier. Aaron Taylor went on to win the odd qualifying feature from 16th. But then in the main event, Rich, it was all Trevor Berry and Aaron Taylor. And I was only able to check into this event a little bit from Buxton Speedway on Saturday. And to be honest, with what I saw, I figured Aaron Taylor was going to go to victory lane. Him and Trevor Berry were clearly the class of the field. And when I checked in, they had only raced like 20 laps, I think. And I felt like Aaron Taylor was giving Trevor Berry everything he could handle. And then, Sunday morning looked, and how about that? Trevor Berry goes to victory lane. We're going to talk to him coming up a little bit later on in the show. But it was a great show over at Owosso.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that for the feature, they had random draws for their starting positions.
That's right.
Because, so Trevor got helped out a little bit, right? Starting outside of the second row. But David McManus had a long way to go to get to those guys, and it's only 50 laps. So he probably had to use a bit of that 7 machine up, trying to have it at least to get there to try to have a shot at it. And Trevor, like he said, he thought he could just save tires, but not when you got Aaron Taylor running that hard. You got to go. You can't let him go. Right.
Right.
So kind of worked out. It kind of the cream came to the crop, and everybody most of the guys we thought who were going to be in the A main, kind of got there. There weren't a ton of surprises, I don't think, that were in that A main. I think the format worked out the way it probably should have.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I'm excited to talk to Trevor to see what he has to say about it, because I saw some mixed reviews. Anytime there's big money on the line, there are some hurt feelings. And so I'll be interested to hear from Trevor and see what he thinks about how the format and everything played out, because it is so unique. We talked to Nick Clemens about that last week on our show. What else is going on from over the weekend, you ask? How about Berlin Raceway? They had a 2-day show as well. Friday and Saturday with the stand-up modifieds, the super modifieds in town. We had coverage of that on the Mark News social media page. Thanks to Biggie for heading out there and checking things out at Berlin. Go over there and check out the content that he put together. But how about Chris Shannon? Congratulations to Chris Shannon on the super late model side of things. He wired that super late model race, started on the pin, ended up in victory lane. So congratulations to him. But then on the stand-up modified side of things, Tyler Schulich from the 7th starting spot, holding off Mike McVetta, who started 11th. He got the win. That would be Schulich, who won on Friday night in the super modifieds, and then on Saturday night, McVetta made it up. He won the 75 lapper over Schulich for the big payday on Saturday at Berlin.
Yeah, I think that from what I understand, that's Chris Shannon's first ever win at Berlin Raceway.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Oh, okay. I should have talked to Cody about that.
Pretty cool deal.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of first ever wins, huge shout out yesterday. The boys and I on our trip back from Canada, Rich, we just made a little detour, just a small one, only a couple hours long, detour down to Winchester Speedway, and we saw front row Masinko go to victory lane. Noah's got a whole song dedicated. I don't know if he's got it produced yet, when it'll be released on Spotify and iTunes. I don't know any of those details. But he put it together over the weekend. I had to listen to it for hours on end from the back of my truck. And you know what? It's creative. I'll give him that. And it was stuck in my head all day Sunday after Jackson Masinko went to victory lane. First career 500 Sprint Car Tour win, Rich. And I imagine we'll talk to him on Wednesday on the 500 Sprint Cast. But this kid, it was not a gimme. He started on the front row, slid back to third behind Dakota Armstrong and Davey Hamilton Jr., who was your fast qualifier, fastest at the end of practice, and was leading the race, Rich. And Masinko tracked him down, passed him in lap traffic, and he was gone. This was a clear-cut Jackson Masinko win until the caution came out on lap 31 of a 40-lap race. And erased a huge advantage for Jackson. And the race was on, man. Davey had enough tire left. I heard Jackson talking to Ryan Newman after the race that he was trying to even out his right side tires. The right front tire apparently had been overworn. The right rear tire was too good. So, Rich, under the caution laps, I heard him say that he was kind of trying to scuff that right rear to get it to even out, and he went too far and put too much heat in that right rear tire. And you could tell he had a handful of a race car for that final 9 laps. Lap traffic came into play at the very end, but Davey Hamilton could not get there, and Jackson Masinko picks up his first career 500 Sprint Car Tour win.
Yeah, did he win Rookie of the Year last year in the 500 Sprint Car Tour?
Oh, don't quiz
25?
me. Don't quiz me.
I thought he was a rookie last year. I was pretty sure
I think he was a rookie 2 years ago.
2 years ago, was he?
2 years ago, yeah. And okay. We just got word from Noah, our producer, in our ear, 2024 rookie.
Okay, I knew it was recently. Yeah, and you could tell then he was going to, I mean, if he stuck with this, he was going to become a pretty good wheel. He was pretty good in that rookie season, learned a lot. Yeah, I didn't get to see Winchester, but I can just imagine what it was like for them.
I mean, what a place to get your first, too. Tom Bigelow Showdown at Winchester Speedway, Rich. Any win, it's kind of like Daytona. Any win at Winchester is a big deal. I mean, if it's a compact, if it's a Crown Vic, sprint car, template late model, you win anything at Winchester, it's a big deal.
And it's the end of June, and that's the first race they had
outside
of Winchester, I think.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say,
yeah.
Winchester.
This was their season opener, from what I understand. So, yeah, that's always pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a good race. Congratulations to Jackson. Like I said, I believe we'll have him on as a featured interview on the 500 Sprint Cast later on this week. And another shout out, first time wins this weekend. Kyle Hunt goes to victory lane at Crystal Motor Speedway, but behind the wheel of the number 55 dirt late model. So congratulations to Kyle, his first win. I think first late model win of his career, for sure the first late model win of this season. So congratulations to him. Nice job. And Rich, I added a couple in here, so be careful as you go through this. But how about winners from the weekend and overview?
Okay, well, let's start with, we'll just bounce around because they're Friday, Saturday, doesn't really matter.
No particular order.
No particular order. Galesburg Speedway, street stocks. Bo Brady picked up his second win in a row after picking up his first career win a week ago. Limited late models, Jerry Osterhaus picked up the win in the Berg stocks. Will Slaughter parked it in victory lane. Flat Rock Speedway, same thing, same old story. I got to tell you what happened here.
Yawn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is there a story?
There's a story behind it. Paul Pelletier picked up win number 3, 2 in a row. Doug Littagott picked up the street stock win, and our factory stock 500 series, 100 laps race. Metapedigan picked up the win. The championship point leader for the Outlaw Super Late models broke a motor in practice, loaded up, and went home. Connor Zabosian, not going to win the championship, didn't get a ride for this race, didn't hang around to get in another car. Done.
So sometimes, I mean, you know, situations dictate what you do. I mean, if they didn't have another power plant in the trailer and nobody coughed up a ride, what do you do?
Well, you think he could have got a start and park or something from somebody. I mean, there were enough cars there. There were a few guys there that weren't running for points. So it wouldn't matter. But that Pat Moran team, Pat Moran owns a dealership or 6, you know. I mean, he can afford a set of tires and a ride.
Go pull a small block out of one of the trucks on the lot and let's get this thing figured out.
Put a set of Hoosiers on there and let's go at it.
Roger, well, by the way, Roger Williams is in the chat. He could tell I was trying to come up with this. I want to go back to Kyle Hunt's win from over the weekend, driving for Hall of Famer Roger Wing. That's why I said number 55, because I couldn't come up with Roger's name. So thank you, Roger Williams, for the help on that as we go back to that. Okay, Flat Rock on Saturday, good stuff. It was Michigan Auto Racing Fan Club night on Friday at I-96 Speedway. Travis Stemler is, he had a dominating year last year. He's dominating I-96. I know he's in the yawn category right now. We need a segment. Will somebody sponsor the yawn of the week?
Yawn segment.
Because somebody else is winning again, right?
This next guy might be in that too.
Jeff Rhea goes to victory lane in the IMCA Modifieds. Mike Lynn back to victory lane in the street stocks, friend of the program from earlier this season. Drew Phillips with the win in the compacts. Lola Stemler, you are a nominee for yawn of the week in the 6 to 9 category. 10 to 14 mini wedges, Roy Tharp Jr. Silver Bullet Speedway, Chad Finley went in there and stole $3,000 in the late model show. That's not a yawn this year. He hasn't quite figured out that new chassis. So good job by him. Chad Spencer, IMCA Modified winner. Tyler Moore in the street stocks. Greg Long the third in the sport trucks. Sport trucks. You put this one together. Are those the All-American trucks from Owosso that went up there and ran?
I have no idea. But
is that what they were listed as
in the results?
MRP?
They listed them as sport trucks, so I'm not calling them anything different.
Okay, I don't know. Did we already talk about Whittemore Speedway, Amanda? No, but we will talk with John King coming up in just a moment. That coming in on the live chat. Road Warriors, Hunter, Rich.
You do. Yeah, I left that one for you because I know how good you are with names, Zach.
Hey, I've heard Gary Lindahl, a Michigan Motorsports Hall of Famer, absolutely murder some last names. So I feel okay. Okay, Hunter Mahasi? Is that what you would say?
I would have done something close to that. Yeah. I wouldn't have done much better. Mahasi. Hunter, nice job. 8 and under mini wedges. Emmett Stewart, 9 and over. Kylie Watts picking up the win in the mini wedges there at Silver Bullet Speedway. Roger Williams, thank God you're in the chat today, Roger, confirming that those are the All-American asphalt trucks that were at Silver Bullet on Saturday. So okay, there we go. And Chad,
Roger's going to want me to cut him a check. If he keeps...
Chad didn't just go there to take $3,000. He was planning on running a Growler.
Well, that's true. He was supposed to go to Whittemore.
And broke the engine in practice on Friday, so they had to go find somewhere to go run late models. Why not $3,000 to win at Silver Bullet, right?
You know what? Is it been a tough season on engines? I mean, I know it has been for the Great Lakes Super Sprints, but I haven't really been keeping tabs on much outside of that. Have we been experiencing some part failures and engine failures this year, or what?
That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I don't think it's anything. Maybe there's pressure. There's a lot of people, Steve Needles, that can't even get an engine after almost a year, and that's why he's not even driving his stuff. Are they starting to put stuff together with less than quality parts, maybe, or whatever they can get? I don't know, but it sure seems like we've heard a lot of engine issues this year already.
Yeah, it concerns me that folks are buying from Maypop Motorsports, and that's not what you want to do when you're trying to run for wins and championships. So. All right, that's going to wrap up our news segment. We'll take a break. When we come back, we are talking Whittemore Speedway and the Growler with the winner from Saturday night, John King. That's coming up straight ahead here on the Horsepower Happenings podcast.
The Horsepower Happenings podcast is Michigan's short track racing authority. For nearly a decade, Horsepower Happenings has given race fans a chance to hear directly from their favorite drivers, local track owners, and promoters. Horsepower Happenings is the only podcast keeping fans engaged with Michigan area racing for 52 weeks a year. Don't miss the Horsepower Happenings podcast live on Facebook every Monday night at 6:30 and available everywhere you enjoy podcasts. Visit horsepowerhappenings.com and follow on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube.
Think your camper handled the winter just fine? Think again. Every time the temperature fluctuates, drop moisture freezes and expands, turning tiny hairline cracks into major pathways for water. That freeze-thaw cycle is a silent killer for RV seals. If you haven't had a professional roof and exterior sealant inspection this spring, you're likely towing a leak you can't see yet. Midwest Camper Repair specializes in catching that winter damage before it reaches your interior. We're mobile and we check it all from the roof to the floor. Don't let a winter crack ruin your summer fun. Call Midwest Camper Repair today and start the season sealed tight. Call 419-799-1171. That's 419-799-1171. Or visit MidwestCamperRepair.com. Serving the tri-state area from the roof to the floor, Midwest Camper Repair has you covered.
KG Media is your home for all things photography, race day social media, and more. Cody Geyer brings more than a decade of experience working with the top brands in short track racing. From individual photos to full race days, social media to PR, KG Media can make your race team, race track, or touring series stand out. For more information, go to marknews.org or visit KG Media on Facebook.
Make sure your brand stands out from the crowd with Madman signs and designs. Flashy, clean, color, or simplistic, Madman signs and designs can make sure your race car, business vehicle, merchandise, or even your iRacing rig looks exactly how you dreamed it would. Get designs that help your brand, team, or business stand out from the crowd with the Madman at Madman Signs and Designs. Call 517-647-9573 or find Madman Signs and Designs on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Horsepower Happenings podcast. Shout out to Madman Signs and Designs, a new marketing partner with Horsepower Happenings. $20 a week. And you could be in the rotation here with Horsepower Happenings. If your business is worth $20 a week, drop me a line, and we'd love to have you be a part of it. And we've also got a package for presenting interviews. This one is brought to you by Sweet Manufacturing. We'll talk about them coming up in just a moment. It's our pleasure to bring on, for the first time on Horsepower Happenings, Saturday's winner from the Growler 100, John King. Welcome onto the show.
Nice to be here.
Glad to have you on. And, I'm looking forward to this interview because I saw today – I had this thought on Saturday. I said, man, John King, I just can't place that name. And then when Hall of Famer Gary Lindahl said, I'm not sure who John King is, I said, okay, we're going to introduce everybody to John King tonight. So, man, just first of all, before we get into your background, I want to talk about the Growler. So this was an interesting race for you, man. You've got a strong car. You're up toward the front. You have a little situation, tap out, go to the back, come back to the front. And that last 15 laps, I understand, was some darn good racing between you and Steve there at the end.
Yeah, it was. He's a class act guy. I mean, like my spotter's Phil Masich. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. He goes, man, that guy just does not mess up driving. And I've stayed back. We're trying to wait for an opportunity, but I had to kind of make a power move on him because he does not mess up driving. He's a great driver.
What did you know that it was going to be? So you knew it was going to be tough, but did you know that you could get there? I guess is the question.
The night before in practice, we had a great car. I mean, it was just glued. I worked on it all winter long, and that was the first time. This race was the first time I've had the car out this year, and it just, man, it took off. I was so happy with how the setup worked, and I mean, Steve too. Steve helped set up the car. It's an FLF car, and I took it to Steve. He helped set it up, and we've just been tweaking on it since. And I don't know, maybe he's regretting setting it up. But
I always laugh at the car. I always laugh when somebody tells me, "Yeah, Steve helped me beat him."
Yeah. But it was just. I've never had a car that good, and I was just super confident that we had a car that could win. But stuff happens, especially at Whittemore, bull ring track. 100 laps. It's hard to survive those.
Now I've been up at Whittemore. I've been up at Whittemore a couple of times, and I mean, no insult, John, but I mean, if you're thinking about who's going to win, I mean, 90% of the people that know anything is going to say Stephen Ullman, right? That
Yep.
he's going to be up there, and you got to beat him.
Mhm.
And a couple of years ago, they brought the house down when he won the CRA race up there.
Oh yeah.
It was real popular. A home game for you too, man. You're from Tawas. I mean,
Yep.
does that track with all these guys that come up from the South, does it level the playing field?
Well, I think what really levels it out is, Owosso, you just got to have so much motor there. It's really, you got to have a lot of horsepower there. And I mean, I haven't gotten used to the new Owosso track yet. I mean, the old Owosso track, I got around that pretty good, but the new one I'm still working on. But yeah, when you come up to Whittemore, it's definitely the home guys got a little bit of advantage, and with all them drivers that were there Saturday night, that was a stout group of guys. So,
and it kept changing too. So, like, do you keep an eye on who's planning on coming? Do you look at the entry list, or are you showing up and racing the same no matter what?
Yeah, I'm racing the same no matter what. I mean, it's just you go, and I'm not scared to compete against anybody, but it's definitely a tough group of guys,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Rich. I know I stepped on your toes there.
Yeah, no, I was just looking, and the reason I asked him that question is you look in the top four cars, you had John who won, Stephen Ullman third, and Chase Rosebrew. Those are three guys that you walk in there, Outlaws. That's where they race from.
Mm-hmm.
That's their home, and that's why I think there is a line. You have to know the track. You have to know how to run the racetrack.
Yeah.
You could have a better race car than anybody else, but that doesn't mean you're going to find victory lane there.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
Now, I talked to, we had Kendall there doing some coverage on Mark News. You can go back and find those photos there. And she said, and I think there's a lot of people that would agree with her, she would have taken the battle between you and Steve in those last 15 and 20 laps, and she'd have taken 100 laps of that. How much fun was that for you behind the wheel?
Oh, it was fun. It was super tiring, though. I can tell you that. And for the first race back in the car this year, that was a workout. So,
yeah. Now, let's talk about what happened, because my understanding is, and I wasn't there, so correct me if I'm wrong, you're up front or maybe coming through the field, and there's a racing incident, I guess. It's one of those on-the-line deals.
Yeah, yep.
And you end up tapping out. Talk about the process there as a racer to say, you know what, we're going to make sure that we do the right thing, and we feel like we have a car that we can rebound from that.
Yeah, so I mean, I got into Jason. I didn't mean to get into him. Whittemore is kind of hard too. Like when you're coming into one, it's real easy to start to duck under somebody at the last second, which I did, and got into him. He ended up spinning.
Are you guys running spotters at Whittemore?
Oh yeah, yep.
Okay.
But I mean, it was just so quick. I mean, I didn't mean to dump him at all. I'm not that way, and I knew our car was pretty tough, good enough to get back up through the pack. So I just was like, well, I'm not gonna be that guy. So I tapped out just to do the right thing and see if we could make it back through the front. So
about when was that in the race?
I think it was pretty early. I think it was
okay.
before halfway.
Because that was going to be my question is, at what point in the race, and there's not a lot of tracks that we go to anymore, Rich, you'll back me up on this, where the tap out is even an option. It's very cut and dry, spinner, spinny, or stop on the track. That's kind of been the adapted rule here. At what point in the race does that not become an option for you, do you think? Or are you always integrity first?
I'm always if I dump somebody, I'm just gonna tap. I'm not gonna. I don't like to race. I don't want to be raced that way, and I don't like to race that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about John King as the racer. You do have some history racing modifieds and things like that at Owosso and other places. Your family background is, I understand, sponsorship, car owner related.
Yep.
Kind of talk about where your family comes from and your career thus far.
We're from Tawas. My dad, he was an iron worker by trade. He started his own company in 2003. right around that time is when I started racing go-karts. He had raced outlaw super late models before at the asphalt track at Tri-City Motor Speedway. So he was on the trick track with all them, a lot of great drivers, Sovey and Chaz Howe, Bill Higgins, all them guys were real tough competitors there. He ran there. I grew up there. I was there every Friday night growing up. Then went to go-kart racing over in Holton Lake. Actually raced against Dan Leake's wife and her brother, the Hobsons. Then I took a few years off and then started, I think right around 08, was in the sport or a lead sled class at Whittemore. And then the next year we ended up buying a modified. From there on out, ran the mod for a few years and then ended up getting Phil Masich's old super late model, the red and white 01. Ran that at the Growler in 2016. I ended up third that year, but then I took a few years off from super late model racing, just ran modified, got too busy. And then by that time we ended up just buying a new car a few years ago, and the rest is history.
Now here we are, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what keeps the 23 car, the outlaw car? I mean, we don't see it very often. Is that because we're not looking, or is that because you don't take it out that much?
I go to Owosso, and then I was there I had some overheating issues, so that was kind of a rough. I had to get that fixed by last year, but Owosso, I'm going to try and make the rest of the Owosso races.
With the outlaw?
Yeah, with the outlaw. I'm going to try in the mod too. I don't have a super big motor in the mod, but I'll give it a whirl.
Which I understand Owosso is kind of a motor track now. Is that right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All the grip now, right?
Yep. But I don't know. I've always I ran at Kalamazoo one time and I love that. So I really would like to try that in the super, like maybe try the Clash. I know you're stepping into a super hard race there, but give it a whirl.
That's a heck of a race to make your outlaw debut at a track, right?
Yep, for sure.
John, when you're looking at I was watching last week the entry list as it was coming out, who was going. I mean, and you see Finley and you see Rosebrew and you see Childers and you see Bozell. And I mean, when you can be honest, when you first look at that, it's like, top 5 might be a good night for us with this.
Oh
field,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and like I said, at Whittemore, anything can happen. You can get your toe knocked in, out, whatever, it's just I actually love the fact that you just don't know what's going to happen. So it's just very fun track. I mean, it's racy. You can get on the outside of somebody. You can dive under them, race too wide for laps on end. It's just, but yeah, I mean, with the group of guys, Dan Leake, Needles, all of them coming. I mean, and Bozell's have won there a lot. So, I mean, it's a tough crowd.
And when I guess, when you're up there battling, you said Steve helped you with your car, but I mean, Steve wins every big outlaw race that exists, right? I don't think there's one that he has not won.
Yeah.
And you're battling with him, or you think, all right, I'll finish second. I mean, and then all of a sudden you find out you got a better car than he's got that late.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. It was, I mean, the opportunity really wasn't presenting itself until 3 to go. I mean, then I got the Whittemore duck under run and got under him by turn 3 and we ran side by side for about a lap until we took the white flag. So
what is the duck under run? Walk me through that.
And at Whittemore,
if he tells you he'd have to kill you, Zach.
I can't give away my secrets.
If he gives it away, now he knows what to defend because everybody's going to try it and they're not going to be able to do it.
But it's mostly you blow it in hard going into 1 up high. Yep, and then just coming out of 2, you duck under and try and get that momentum and try and just drag race into 3. But
very dirt track-esque.
Yes. Yep.
But you get a little bit of a run down that hill, and that's the big thing, right? Coming down the hill, it launches the car pretty good, doesn't it?
Yep. It does.
I want to take a quick second to say thank you to Sweet Manufacturing. They are the presenting sponsor for this interview tonight. And, we're in the mid part of the season. July is this weekend, so it's getting tough. We all know it is. But Sweet Manufacturing can help you out. Rack and pinion, steering boxes, pumps, U-joints, wheels, steering columns. I'm literally on their website scrolling, and the services they offer will not end. Quick releases, sprint car components, power steering tanks. The list goes on and on. If you have the resources that you can get brand new, check them out. Free shipping on orders of over $500 or more, online in the U.S. only. But if you're, again, in July and you're struggling and you're like, I just need something to get through and try to stay in this points hunt, check out their scratch and dent section. In addition to their new products, they have a scratch and dent section, high quality remanufactured racing parts for a budget-minded racer. Check them out, sweetmanufacturing.com, or you can call them local, 269-344-2086. Rich, you got anything?
No, I just want to, what a way to come out of the gate, John. So what a way to come up, $10,000, right? Pockets
$7,500.
75. Geez,
yep.
Ray.
Oh man.
Oh no! What could have been?
Yeah. What are you looking at on your schedule coming up for the next month or so?
I'm going to try and make it to Whittemore has modifieds this week, so I'm going to try and take the modified to Whittemore. Then the Owosso Outlaw race, I think that's late July. I forgot what the next one
I don't have
was.
that schedule memorized. I can hardly keep track of my own schedule.
Yeah, I hit all the outlaw shows, the rest of the outlaw shows at Owosso, and then actually we're going to have a memorial race for my father at Whittemore on Labor Day weekend, so that's definitely going to be a race I'm going to hit.
Now, that was just talked about over the weekend, is that right?
Yeah, yep, we just announced it. I just have had so much people asking, hey, what are you going to have one? Are you going to have one? And then we'd like to help. We'd like to help. So, I mean, the support's growing fast. So I talked to Andy about it and he goes, well, we're going to have a Labor Day if you want. I was like, well, all right.
Could be the weekend to do it. Now, do you have any sort of idea, or maybe, just share some brainstorming sessions of what you have, of what you think that event could look like, or what you hope it looks like?
We're gonna make it 10,000 to win. We're gonna mirror it to the Growler. So like, there's gonna be all the awards the Growler has. We're gonna try and make it 10,000 to win. And as of right now, everybody that was at the Growler said they were gonna try and make it to that race. So.
Now, this is going to happen in real time for everybody who's on Facebook and watching back on YouTube. So we're going to make I want to do something here. I want to make a post so we can get that out there and get it as official news that this is going to happen. So this is breaking news from the Horsepower Happenings podcast. Okay, breaking. If I could get my letters to work here, news. So what is this going to be called then? Do we have a name?
The Buck King Memorial 100.
Buck King Memorial.
The inaugural, right?
Yeah. Yep.
100 at Whittemore Speedway.
Yep.
And this is Saturday of Labor Day weekend?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. So, I've always wondered this. Was it a hard decision to, whether it's internally or, having the humility or anything like that to have a memorial race for your dad? Knowing if that's the right thing to do or anything like that. Like, take me through the process of coming to this conclusion.
He was my number one supporter. I grew up at the races watching the black and purple 23, my dad. So, and he loved supporting the Growler race because he knew Tom and Todd and Tony, raced against him a lot. And so I talked to Tony too. He's going to help promote it, put it on, he told me everything we need to do to get this thing to happen. But yeah, Dad's always supported Whittemore. Everything we could do, we'd try and help out there.
Are you going to go ahead, Rich?
No, I was just gonna say, I don't think that's a bad thing. You grab a holiday weekend. If you're gonna do Labor Day, you're gonna get a lot of people going up north for the last time.
Yep.
They need something to do at night. A lot of people come up around that Whittemore area, West Branch, right?
Yeah.
Man, you could have a full house for that deal. Not a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Growler was a full house too. We were that was amazing on how many people were at the Growler. That was great. And great for the track, great for Tony and Todd and all them. That was a good show.
And I think what's also important, John, it is, Zach was asking about the idea of a memorial race and your thoughts behind it. But I think it's not because a lot of people know you. I think you have to go back on how many people knew your father and remembered his racing history and all that. That's just as important.
Yeah. And it was pretty cool. Like at autograph session, some of the guys that came out used to race against Dad. And they came up and they're like, I don't know if you remember me, but I raced against your dad.
That's great. So $10,000 to win Saturday. That'll be September 5th, I believe, of Labor Day weekend. Now it's a memorial race, and I don't know how I would answer this if I was doing this. Will you race in the event, or will you try to help run the event?
It depends on depends on if the car's still in one piece. Also, how well it's going to work out. I mean, I think we got to. I talked to Tony today, and I'm going to work with Chase too, and all them guys. And I think they got enough of their race that we're going to follow that I'll be able to run it too. Put somebody else.
Ain't nothing better than taking your own money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do if folks are hearing this, how do folks support this event?
So we're still in the process of making some donation flyers, lap money. We've already got.
So are you going to do lap money?
Oh yeah, we already got
that's huge.
10 laps filled within the first hour asking. So I mean, we're gonna get the money, but it's just
how much are laps?
$100.
Okay. All right. Good to know. So people can reach out to you then?
Yeah, they can. And then I'll start making posts. I was going to work with Chase on starting a page and Whittemore. They were going to start promoting the race too. So
do you think this will be an annual event?
Yeah, we're going to gun for it. Yeah. Cause I mean, a lot of the super guys love racing at Whittemore. It is a quarter mile, but man, it's just so racy. I mean, you don't have to wreck somebody to pass them. It's just real fun place to race. I put the traction compound on the top groove last year, and now it really makes it just too wide. Anywhere you look there's too wide racing, so it's really cool.
All right, I gotta jump in real quick because my mind was kind of doing this and this and this,
which it doesn't do very often. So we got to let him take advantage of it. Yeah,
but all I saw was 100 laps. Are you running 100 laps?
Yeah. Yep.
$100 a lap.
Yep, we're gunning for $100 a lap. Yep.
Zach,
now don't get ahead of him. Don't get ahead of him.
Calculator.
Is that gonna be, I know. That's going to be on top of the $10,000 to win?
Yeah, hopefully,
yes.
Yep.
Well, that's what I'm making sure of, is that the lap money wasn't getting us to $10,000.
Yep. No, we're gunning for $100.
That's $10,000 by itself.
Yeah.
That's got the potential to be a $20,000 payday.
Hopefully,
if the guy on the pole can block everybody for 100 laps, yeah.
Obviously, I expect. So you're going to follow the Growler format as well.
Yes. Yep. Everything's going to be the same as the Growler. The only thing I'm going to do different is probably not going to use spotters. So.
Oh, that's a button. That's a hot button. Right there. We don't need to dive into that. I wanted to ask you one more thing, and then we'll have to let you go. And that was, being from that area. And then, we also saw Steve Ullman on the podium, right? Mm-hmm. He's from that area. The Rose Brews, obviously there's a reason that race is held at Whittemore. Mm-hmm. How much sentimental value does this win have for you?
Oh, it's a lot. It's the first place my dad started racing. He ran out at Whittemore when it was dirt. He never raced on the asphalt. I went down to Tri-City for that. But always been my home track. And it is. I mean, just to win that race, it's a tough race to win. So it just does mean a lot.
Were your family, were your dad and the Rose Brews, did they race together? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Well, this is big, man. I mean, exciting. Happy for you to win the Growler, but I think it's even more exciting when we can bring another, big money race to this division right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Same rules, I assume, as far as for the cars. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Buck King 100.
Yep.
At Whittemore Speedway, Saturday, September 5th. $10,000 to win. $100 a lap. Lap money is the goal. And John, how can folks get a hold of you if they want to support this event?
They can hit me up on Facebook Messenger or, give me a ring. I can get my phone number out there to people. Obviously, too, if you supported the Growler, too, Tony was going to be calling people as well. Chase, we'll join up and make it work,
Want to let you know a couple of comments come in on the Facebook page for you. Amanda said, congratulations, Johnny. That's Amanda Nicole on Facebook.
Yep.
Roger Williams and my dad, both kudos and good job to you for the tap out during the race. And then Ken commenting that he would like to give some money. So go back and find our video tonight and get in touch with Ken.
All right.
So, John, I appreciate it, man. Congratulations. Good luck with the event in September. I know that I'll be at a sprint car race, but maybe we can ship Rich France up there or something for the weekend.
Okay. I was already thinking about it. He didn't have to ask.
John, appreciate it, sir. Have a good night.
Thanks. You guys too.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, the other guy who put up some lap money over the weekend, and he's got a little more dough in his pocket, Trevor Berry, straight ahead here on the Horsepower Happenings podcast.
One of the biggest question marks for your event is, what are we going to do for food? Heavenly Smoked Barbecue is your answer. Serving Michigan and Northern Indiana, Heavenly Smoked Barbecue brings the best from the grill to your plate with pulled pork, pork belly, chicken, mac and cheese, baked beans, and more. Graduation open house, birthday parties, weddings, festivals. If it needs food, Heavenly Smoked Barbecue will offer options that will have them saying, that smells heavenly. Call 269-908-3948 or find Heavenly Smoked Barbecue on Facebook.
Mark News is back. Michigan Area Racing Connection News keeps fans in the tri-state area up to date on national headlines, local results, regional news, and so much more. Home of the Horsepower Happenings podcast, 500 Sprintcast, Gridline Social, Job Bank, Fastlane Images, KG Media, and so much more. MarkNews.org is the one stop for any race fan who needs to know what's going on in the Michigan area. Plus, get the Mark News weekly newsletter sent right to your inbox, FREE free. Sign up today and learn more at marknews.org. marknews.org, the Michigan Area Racing Connection.
Make sure your brand stands out from the crowd with Madman signs and designs. Flashy, clean, color, or simplistic, Madman signs and designs can make sure your race car, business vehicle, merchandise, or even your iRacing rig looks exactly how you dreamed it would. Get designs that help your brand, team, or business stand out from the crowd with the Madman at Madman Signs and Designs. Call 517-647-9573 or find Madman Signs and Designs on Facebook.
KG Media is your home for all things photography, race day social media, and more. Cody Geyer brings more than a decade of experience working with the top brands in short track racing. From individual photos to full race days, social media to PR, KG Media can make your race team, race track, or touring series stand out. For more information, go to marknews.org or visit KG Media on Facebook.
Think your camper handled the winter just fine? Think again. Every time the temperature fluctuates, drop moisture freezes and expands, turning tiny hairline cracks into major pathways for water. That freeze-thaw cycle is a silent killer for RV seals. If you haven't had a professional roof and exterior sealant inspection this spring, you're likely towing a leak you can't see yet. Midwest Camper Repair specializes in catching that winter damage before it reaches your interior. We're mobile and we check it all from the roof to the floor. Don't let a winter crack ruin your summer fun. Call Midwest Camper Repair today and start the season sealed tight. Call 419-799-1171. That's 419-799-1171. Or visit MidwestCamperRepair.com. Serving the tri-state area from the roof to the floor, Midwest Camper Repair has you covered.
Welcome back to the Horsepower Happenings podcast. Time for our second featured interview of the night. This one brought to you by Mark News. Because I need another marketing partner on Horsepower Happenings, reach out, let me know. If you want to be a featured interview sponsor, we can make that happen. Anyhow, it's time now for this interview as we talk to... Is he the guy that come out with the most money out of the weekend? Probably. It's our pleasure to welcome back onto the program, Trevor Berry. What's going on, my friend?
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm looking forward to it.
You are winning a lot lately. Getting married, getting a rifle from Winchester, getting to be a dad soon, and $10,000 will buy a lot of diapers. So that's pretty cool, man.
I have no complaints in life right now. Everything seems to be going my way. So hopefully we can continue that moving forward.
Let's talk about the whole weekend, right? I mean, and it really was a whole weekend. It probably, and correct me if I'm wrong, does it start with practice? Like, do you go and practice that week? I think they had a Wednesday practice session. I think the track's dark on Thursday, Friday qualifying, and then 150 laps on Saturday. When did your week start to try to culminate Saturday to be a perfect day?
We showed up on Friday. We didn't go during the week. Went on Friday and tried some new stuff. Didn't really work out. We weren't sure if it was the changes or the mismatched set of tires we had on, but we thrashed all day. I think we ran the most laps in practice. It was like 72 or 75 laps. And we put new tires on and had to take half of what we had changed back out because we went from super loose, super tight, and honestly didn't know what we had going into qualifying. We were just hoping that we could turn off a lap, and the way they did it, they random pill drew where you qualified, so we had to go out early. Sun was out. We still laid down a pretty good lap, and it didn't hold up. It was close, but missed out on that 1,000. And congratulations to Ron Hart. I mean, he laid down a burner of a lap. So
you see, that was the first time he'd ever been fast qualifier in anything.
I know it. I seen that, and I was like, man, that's the one you want.
What a time to come alive, man.
I know it.
So after qualifying, what's the mindset going into one of these qualifying features? And I don't think that we realize how chaotic the night's going to be yet. Or do you? Do you kind of know that things are going to come apart?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was dreading the format going into it.
Because of that?
Yeah, I mean, after we had qualified, and Ron had beat us, we were like, man, that's awesome for him. But now we're going to start 20th and qualifier probably and miss out on the $1,000. So tough format. But once we went home, talked with Derek Griffin and Ken O'Connor and, just Joe Walker, bounced some stuff off each other to try to figure out what we needed, and had a game plan going into Saturday and made some changes when we got there before the qualifier, and just kind of decided that we were going to bide our time and just take what was given to us, probably like the first 20 laps. And after that, see where we shake out and go from there. Once we got to 12th, we were just pretty content with riding in a transfer spot, honestly, because it's all randomized after that.
How did you feel? I mean, there has to be a point. Did you use a lot of your car up, or did you want to see, because you had no idea if you get a transfer, the next thing is going to be a draw for the A main, and you could be right back there again. Yeah. And so you had to kind of want to at least see what you got from back there, right?
Yeah. I started the race, and I mean, I was looking up there and I'm like, they are 3 wide, just getting after it. And I was like, I'm going to lay back there. So I don't even think I got to full throttle. We were like 3/4 throttle, just kind of riding in the back. And then, Travis said he flipped over there and took out 3 or 4 cars, and kind of just turned in the infield to miss that wreck. And I think we restarted the race like, 14th or something after that, and only had to pass a few cars. So I had Preston Walker spotting for me. He's been a good friend of mine since we were 9 years old. We started racing quarter midgets, and did a heck of a job keeping me calm, and kind of just picked our way up through there. A few of the restarts went our way, and got to second. David had a pretty sizable advantage, and I kind of went after him for like 5 laps and could see that he was setting a really good pace and that I wasn't going to get to him. And I think Lonnie was behind me, and he was like 3 cars behind. So just kind of rode from there on out, and just in case, we had a yellow late and could take a shot at him or something, but didn't end up happening, and decided second place was going to be perfectly fine with us. We were happy to get that far up, honestly, and just worked out.
So did you have a bigger smile on your face when you saw that 4 come out for Saturday?
Yeah. Initially I didn't even know they were pulling the pills, because they did it after the qualifier, obviously, and couldn't really hear them. And they had like announced the first, 6 or 7 drivers and where they were starting. And I wasn't really paying attention. So I didn't know if I had already been called. So I went over to Lonnie's trailer. They had it on the TV, and we could hear what they were saying. And I'm like, man, did I get called? And he didn't know either. So we were listening. And then 4th, I was like, man, you couldn't. I usually don't have the best luck with pill draws. So that was awesome. I think I used up a lot of our luck right there, which was fine with me, obviously, and turned out to be a great spot to start, obviously.
This might be kind of a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyhow. Knowing that it's a random draw for the starting position, does that deter you at all from running hard in that qualifier, or does the payout help you want to try and go and get $2,500? I mean, I'm just curious how you wrestled with that, or if it was even a talking point.
Yeah, I mean, we discussed it, my dad, Ken, all of us, and we just kind of decided that we would take what was given to us if we were in the top 12 and, like, say 10th or 9th or wherever we may fall. Not to press anything, just take what's given. And, if someone gives you a lane and you can take it, take it. If not, pretty content with riding there if I wasn't pressured from behind too bad. So, that was kind of our game plan going in. It just worked out that some of the restarts we picked up more cars than we had thought we would, and wound up being running second. And worked out, and the pay wasn't too bad, so all worked out in that.
That tends to help things, doesn't it?
Definitely.
That does tend to help things. And this is such a unique format because you hear go for broke 150 and you probably automatically think this is 150 laps.
Yeah.
And I'll say I've seen some formats before where they have a scheduled break, where they go up and they go to the pits and the drivers get out of their cars, but it's all still one race. Yeah. Not a fan. I do not like that. I like the concept of 3 50-lap races and two qualifying races and a big race. I like that concept. Do you learn anything from the qualifier race that you can apply to the main race?
Yep, we were very grateful for the qualifier race because when I went after David there for like 5 laps and seeing I really wasn't gaining on him, I knew we weren't going to be good enough had, the pill draw not fallen the way that it fell. Like if we had to pass David and Aaron Taylor and stuff like that, it was going to be really difficult with how the car was handling in the first 50. We knew that the weather, obviously it would cool off for the feature, but we made some adjustments for the feature that worked out, and the car was exceptional. And so I liked having the first 50. Probably saved me in the big one. And honestly, the format was scary and it wrecked some good race cars. But like watching it back, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if you had patience, like you could get to the top 12 with the cars that were there. Now, if you had like, Derek, Griffin, and Purvis and Stickler and all them guys come up, it'd be tougher. There's like just a lot more caliber, like big teams showing up. It would be harder to get through the field, obviously. But
shout out Luke Warhurst, to your point.
Oh, dude, for sure. Luke had a heck of a weekend for not racing a car since last year. I mean, did a great job.
And I'm just saying that to your point. A little bit of patience went a long way for him.
Yep, definitely.
Now talk to me about this because you're starting up front. You want to get out front to where you can set the pace, right? I mean, if you're running 50 laps, you don't want to burn your car up any more than you have to.
Yep.
But like you said, that damn Aaron Taylor ruins all your plans, doesn't it?
No, he sure did, man. When I seen I was 4th and he was like 14th, I'm like, okay. I mean, if the initial start goes my way, I should theoretically be able to get up there and then set my own pace. And then when he does get to me or David gets to me, I should have a little bit left. Like that's happened to me in the past. I've been unfortunate at like a hot shoe and drew like a 14, and Stickler, I think the year he won, drew a 3. By the time I got to him, I was wore out and he had tire left and couldn't do nothing with him. So that's what my plan was. I was hoping I could get to the front and save a little bit for when they did get there. But I mean, I think it was the first or second yellow. They were like, Aaron Taylor's 3 spots behind you. And I'm like, there's no way. We're 14 laps in and he's already here. But I mean, realistically, it didn't shock me. I was just like, I hope I can get to the front, at least save for a couple laps until he gets there. But he got there. He was on it. No doubt about it.
Well, and I checked in, and I said this earlier in the program. We were at Buxton, and I was able to check in, but you guys had only ran 13, and I kind of had it up for a little longer, maybe to the 20 laps complete mark. What was that final run like? Because I know that Aaron, like Rich said, was on your bumper when I checked in. And I said this early in the show, I figured I would look and Aaron Taylor would have went on to win the race. I mean, he knows Owosso. Mm-hmm. He wins big races there. And I thought, was giving you all you could handle at the beginning. Talk about that. I guess for me personally, talk about that run to the checker at the end.
Yeah, I had a good car and the perfect amount of luck, really. I mean, he got to me and I had way too much rear braking. And when Preston was like, he's half car back, I started attacking the corner more and I had too much rear braking. I was getting loose and I was trying to dial more front end and he got outside me. And I mean, he would have probably passed me and the caution came out. So I was able to dial a lot of front brake in and like kind of get after it, getting into the corner, which saved me from probably getting past right there. So that was lucky. And yeah, I mean, he did everything he could do, racing me clean. You know, it's just incredible. I've watched the race back like 6 times already. And I mean, for him to race me as clean as he did, for the money on the line and how good he was, I mean, I just have the utmost respect for Aaron, his family. I mean, I crowded him a little bit. I gave him just enough room to have what I thought he could use, and it was an intense race, and it was everything I had to keep him behind me for sure. And I'm just super thankful that it was him that I was racing.
We're watching the some of the clips back right now. We were a little late getting them put up, but we're watching the clips back right now. And as you're working double file, and then finally it gets down to single file, and lap traffic's going to be a part of it, like, how do you break this race into segments and know when, where, how hard to push, things of that nature?
Yeah, at the beginning, the start didn't really go the way that I had thought it would go. And we kind of settled into 4th there, and I seen they were getting pretty aggressive with each other, and they were kind of, getting a little loose on exit and stuff. And I'm like, all right, I really don't have any pressure behind me, so I'm just going to make sure I don't spin a tire. They should come back to me, and then we'll start picking our way forward. Turned out we had a yellow, and I've raced with Brad Springer a lot through the years, and I know he gets after it on starts. And when he picked the top and Race Bible picked the bottom, I was like, thank God, kid, because I'm going to follow Brad and we're going to go. And Brad went and got to 2nd, and then he left me a lane. And, like racing with Brad, like racing with Aaron, and just got to race against some good guys and kept it clean and fun. And, I hope we put a good show on for all the fans. I think we did. And yeah, just a super good day for us.
I was so happy when I saw that, right? I started thinking back, we had you on the show the first time after your win at the Glass City 200, right? Yeah. And it's not like you were doing well in modifieds, but it was one thing or another, right? Always had a fast car, something would happen, or you'd run 2nd or 3rd, you're on the podium, just not getting that big win. Starting with Winchester in October to now, how far did you throw that monkey that was sitting right here?
I don't know. I'm hoping pretty far away. Yeah, I don't know if things have just been kind of clicking for us, especially for the bigger races. A lot of it has to do with my dad, his preparation. He's second to none. He had 2 race cars, probably 2 of the best race cars there. I mean, Luke coming from 24th to 5th. And honestly, I think he probably had a 3rd place car, if not a winning car. And he used up a lot of stuff to get there and was still really fast at the end. So it's my dad, it's Derek Griffin, Ken O'Connor, Joe Walker. I mean, I just have great short track racing people like behind me that are super intelligent. And without them, I would not have the success that I have had. And I'm just very fortunate to be driving the car that I'm driving with the people that are around me, for sure.
And I I mentioned Winchester for a reason, because I was down there on the front stretch when you were down in Victory Lane, and that was probably the most emotion you'll see out of you anywhere. That was pretty big.
Yeah. Winchester was massive. I had been going there since we started modifieds in like 2011, I think, 2010. And just a lot of heartbreak there. We'd be second, pass for the lead, and a tire would go flat, or we'd run over debris, or a motor would break, or anything that could have happened at Winchester to lose the race. We had done it already. And lap traffic, Kyle Purvis gets by with like 7 laps to go after we'd led the whole race. And just anything to lose a rifle, we had done it. And it just was a relief to finally put it all together and win. And they have not made it easy on me. Even then, we had, a last lap restart at Winchester, a last lap restart the other day. Like, I wish we wouldn't have those last lap yellows, but they've been exciting, and it's made it memorable for sure.
I want to take just a quick second to just give a plug for Mark News, who's tagged as the sponsor for this event or for this interview. Sign up for the newsletter. That's the biggest thing I want to say is sign up for the newsletter. We know how Facebook's algorithm likes to keep certain things out of people's faces, and news seems to be one of those things that you don't get a lot of on Facebook. So never miss a headline, never miss a storyline. Sign up for the free Mark News weekly newsletter. Comes out every Wednesday-ish. It's been Thursday the last couple of weeks because it's been crazy busy around here, but comes out every Wednesday-ish. FREE, free to sign up, free to open, free to read, and free to get access to at marknews.org. I'm going to piggyback on the Winchester question a little bit. So something I was thinking about today is, does the dollar or the effort that it takes to win a race, does that play a factor into how much it means to you, or what contributes to those? And I was thinking specifically about winning the rifle, which we know does not always come with a huge payday, but it's the prestige of winning at Winchester. And then you've got Owosso, a race that had so many moving pieces, so many variables, and was such a big payday at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think certain races just mean different things to different people. Like the Glass City, for instance, my dad had tried to win that race. He had won everything at Toledo except for the Glass City, basically, and never got a chance to win it. And just to win that one for him, is one of the most meaningful wins I'll ever have. I don't even know what it paid still, honestly, Bob. I don't even know what it paid to win, but just to win and have my name on that trophy, my family's name on that trophy, just means a lot. And it was the same with Winchester. When we showed up, my dad had never even seen the place. He's like, how have I never been to Winchester? And, you go there and you see the people that win there and you're like, man, to have my name just with those people to win this rifle would be huge. And it doesn't really matter the pay at that point. You're just trying to win the rifle and win at Winchester Speedway. So like I made a Facebook post a little bit earlier about, I don't know if it's a crown jewel. I don't know what it takes to be considered a crown jewel 5-10 years running. You know what I mean? It was a huge payday. That helps us out a ton, obviously. And the big part for me was this ring right here.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd have that.
Yeah, I had been, when I started racing quarter midgets, they had the Gasoline Alley Nationals and you would win a ring. And I had a lot of heartbreak in that. I'd be leading, and I lost to Kyle Hamilton when my chain popped off. I was like 11 years old, and I had lost rings throughout the years trying to win one. And that was kind of the most meaningful part for me. There was a ring on the line, big money, and, just wanted to win. So, yeah, big race.
And I saw
Trevor,
that I did see that it fits.
It does fit.
Kind
It does fit, yeah. Which is cool.
And Trevor, what I think is cool, I think to piggyback on what Zach asked about the prestige and stuff, like you said, the Glass City 200, that went how many years, even though there was a gap in the center where they didn't run it, and how many evolutions of late models they went through in that process. That's a prestigious race. They ran it forever, and you look at the names on that and you're like, oh my God, and your name's on there with all of those drivers.
Crazy.
Right?
Still crazy.
And then you got the big money races that don't have that history yet.
Right.
So you may not feel the same about it. That's where I think people can see that.
I think it's really cool to be the inaugural winner. But I think that's only cool if it continues on. It's cool. Like, for instance, what is it? The Downright Awesome race was awesome. Paid a bunch of money, and then it disappeared, which is cool because Derek Griffin's won the highest paying modified race in history. And he'll be remembered for that. And I won't be for being second that day. But I hope the race continues on. I'm sure a lot of guys hope the format changes. Obviously, it worked out for me this time.
What would you change? Because I am curious about that.
I don't know. I mean, watching it back.
And I guess why? Because it's tough because you, and I've said this for a long time and I get it. Like Rex and his staff, you've got two customer bases. You've got the people who are paying the front gate to get in. You got to keep them happy. But then you got the people that are coming through the back gate that put the show on that they're paying for, and you got to keep them happy too. So it's delicate. But what would you change and some reasoning?
I I don't know, because it worked out for me. I would hate to have been. I would have hated to have been Travis Eddy or Nick Clemens. I know that. I watched the race back. I didn't even know Nick ran the whole race. That was super impressive. To put that whole car back together and finish in the top 10. I mean, that was incredible. But I don't know. Maybe just random draw. Like you get your time back if you make it through, and you pill draw the top 12, and they all get their time back or something to make it. I just feel bad for guys like Luke Warhurst and stuff that could have won the race probably and had to start 24th, and you just can't never get there unless you have a bunch of luck.
So let me ask you this, because this is another question I have. And Rex said in one of his videos that this format came because they wanted to have a long race, big money for modifieds, but that the modified guys kind of balked at having a race longer than 50 or 75 laps all in one setting. Why can we not? Because I see these, I know there's budget modified teams, but I see some of these modified teams that come rolling in looking like it's a turn one race or an ASA race.
Yep.
Why can't we have a 150 lap race that starts straight up and there's some strategy and some pit stops involved?
I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't, we could try it. I don't know why we can't try it. I mean, I'm not against it. I like long races, so it doesn't hurt my feelings if one was on the schedule. The more laps for me, the better, honestly. I like long races. I mean, the pay has to be there.
Strategy would really come in on the modifieds.
Yeah. Yep,
There's
for sure.
So much horsepower. Those tires are so small, and so you're already working on saving tire for a 50 lap race, let alone if it was all one event.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I also understand that the small teams, like I get it. It's expensive, and I have a lot of good partners and stuff that, make it easier on us, but a lot of it still comes out of my parents' pockets, and it's still a lot of money, and I think it could put on a great race and strategy and all that. I'd be interested to see how it played out. Just like this race played out. I think a few people show some more patience there early on, and we don't have the flips and stuff or whatever. I really don't know if the format was that bad with how it was. Watching it back, other than the flips, I mean, that's stuff that happens at Owosso every weekend. The other wrecks, you know what I mean? Like,
okay. The other, I'm like,
like it didn't. Those are like normal wrecks that happen every Saturday night there. So other than the flips, the other wrecks we could see that next Saturday.
And I'd like to go on record as saying that I don't hate the format either. I like it. I think there's a level of excitement to it.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Yeah. Watching it back, I was super excited watching it back. Not even like I watched the odd race back, and I'm like, man, I mean, there was a good race. Aaron Taylor drove up through there. I mean, he deserved it. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's impressive.
I think that what could be scary, Trevor, is if you're going to have a long race like that, attrition. You can't have 7 or 8 cars running at the end.
No,
and you got to make sure you have that. I mean, you just need to have that many cars that start that can make it to the end. And I know you can have no guarantees of that, but if you have 24 really, really good cars, you got guys that are going to try to get to the front, and things happen on the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense too. I guess I didn't think about that, because you can go to an outlaw race there and they tear a bunch of stuff up, and there's like 6 cars at the end, and you're like, man, we just got here 2 hours and there's 6 cars left. So you definitely don't want to see that either. So I mean, it could be worth a try. But like you say, it could stink up the show too. It's hard to say.
And for reference, 14 cars officially took the checker at the end of the 50 lap run on Saturday, just for reference. So
if you're going to run double.
Well,
I was just going to say, Rich, I have seen the outlaw race at Owosso where 7-8 guys officially take the checker.
And that's not good. That's not good for the fans. That's not good for the promoter or the drivers, right? I mean, that 7-8 cars at the end is not pretty. I don't care who you are. Yeah. But Trevor, I was going to ask you, we were wondering what the heck the modifieds were going to look like in our region after last year, right? I don't know if anybody really knew, but Bud and Brian decided to close the doors, and then it came time for somebody to find out what you guys were going to do this year. And Rex and Jeff stepped up with their deal at Berlin and at Owosso, and then Rex came up with this deal. Is this enough for you guys?
For me personally, no. I like to travel. I don't really like to race at the same places. I like to go to Toledo's and IRPs and Winchesters and Salem's and stuff like that, personally. I know not everybody's into that, but that's what I look for. That's why I was sad when it closed its doors. I'm hoping more tracks are interested on coming on board with this in the future, hopefully. I do like going to Berlin. I have a love-hate with Owosso. I like it. I like what Rex is, he's putting a ton of effort into it. I'm just not very good at Owosso sometimes.
Well, you love it now. You love it on Monday.
I love it right this second. Yeah, I love it right now. Yeah, I hope to see just more variety of tracks, because you got guys that are so good at like just those places. I mean, like Bergacre. I mean, if you beat Bergacre at Berlin in a modified, it's impressive. Like, that is impressive. Their cars are built for there, and they're fast. And it's no different than like, it's hard for people to show up at any track that has local racers that are good and win. And I like to test myself against other people. I like to go to Ohio and stuff and race against them guys, Matt Dimmitz, Brian Nesters, people like. That's what it's about to me. Kyle Purvis, Derek Griffin, like top of the food chain in modifieds. That's who I want to race against. And I think those guys want to see some money and some travel, so we can be on equal playing fields, and it's not just two tracks. But I'm very grateful that they have this series going on, or else I wouldn't have anywhere to go.
How tough is it? Say, just to follow up on that, to go down south and run with the modifieds and mayhem guys? Is that a losing proposition?
I don't think so. I'm not sure though entirely, because I didn't get a chance to race with them last year. It'd probably be a good question for like Matt Dimmitt or somebody. I went down there, and unfortunately it rained, 3 or 4 days in a row, and then I had to get back for work, so we didn't get a chance to race with them to see. I don't think Derek changes that much on his car as far as like body and stuff. I think it's just like nose, and you can't run bumps and whatnot. And they're like 2,500 pounds instead of 2,450, I believe. But I don't think it would be that crazy to go run with them. It just, right now with the cost of everything, it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to be able to go down to Florida for us. Unfortunately, I'd like to. We thought about going to Nashville on July 11th. It's the same day as the next Michigan Modified Series, though. Still wanted to chase trophies. I mean, I don't want to say the points thing doesn't matter, because it does, but I would like to race Nashville sometime in my life. And this year was looking like the year we were going to do that. Then the cost of stuff, just, I don't know if it makes sense. So we're probably just going to run the last 2 points races and see how it all unfolds. That's not going to be easy. David's, I think, 10 points behind, and he's extremely good there at Owosso in the last 2. So I think hopefully him and I and Aaron and some guys can put on some races and get some tracks on board maybe for this series in the next couple of years.
Seems like every time we talk to you, Trevor, you've done something spectacular and done something spectacular on the racetrack. And slightly before that happens, you've managed something spectacular in your personal life. A couple of weeks ago, a post comes out on Facebook, December 2026. How awesome is that you're going to be a dad? You've got the hat on, and talk about seeing the blue frosting inside that cupcake too, man.
It's incredible. I never thought I'd be a dad until I met my wife, and she's amazing. She's going to be an amazing mom. I'm looking forward to it. We all kind of were hoping it was a girl, because we have like 6 nephews. We have no girls in the family, but I'm blessed to just, be sitting here and being able to have a child. One of my best friends, they struggled getting pregnant, and they're getting to have a child at the same time we are. So one of my best friends is going to have a son same time I do it. So everything's just for whatever reasons working out for me at this moment in my life, and I'm super grateful for it, and I don't take it for granted.
I can hear that, man. I can hear it in your response. That is it overwhelming how things are going right now?
Oh man, it is. I can't. I'm an emotional guy, and it's just crazy to me. Like, my whole career, I didn't really have a bunch of expectations, I guess. Like, I just wanted to make my dad proud, and he tells me he's proud all the time. So that's pretty much all I look for. I want to win races for them guys. They work really hard for me, and I've been able to do that, and see them smile and get excited. That's what it's all about for me anymore.
Can the Great Lakes region handle another generation of Berries racing again? Come on, man.
Man, I don't know if we can handle another generation. We're gonna try. I don't know. We'll see what he's into. Not gonna force anything on him, but I'm hoping to keep racing so he can at least know what I do, or what I could accomplish or do. And so far everything's just been going my way, and I'm blessed, lucky. A lot of luck. Takes a lot of luck. We all know that. We all have fast cars and good teams, and it takes luck sometimes, and we just had it last Saturday.
Talk about your wife, Brianna, a little bit, too. Brianna?
Yep.
Brianna?
Yeah, Brianna. Yeah, she's amazing. She takes care of me. She lets me go race cars, and whenever I want. She likes to lay in the pool. She's a great wife. She wishes we laid in the pool a little bit more. She's glad we ain't racing this upcoming weekend. I'll tell you that.
That's right.
But yeah, she's amazing. Married into an amazing family. They're all super supportive. Just lucky, man. I don't know. That's all there is to it.
I'm just saying, and I wouldn't say this other than you put what month, or she put what month. December 14 is a pretty cool day. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that. Okay.
Well, my car owner said that the due date wasn't going to work because that's Five Flags weekend. So with the Derby, so she's getting there, have to come early or come later.
Oh, holy crap. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll make it this year. I don't know if we'll make it to the Derby this year. But
is Five Flags, what is that? Is that the first weekend usually?
The week before. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the weekend before.
The 14th is on a Monday. So
okay. Should be good then.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Trevor, man, congratulations on everything, right?
Thank
on
you.
track, in life. Keep killing it, man. You're blessed. So keep doing that.
Thanks.
Yeah. So nice job. And I'll finish off with a normal Rich France question. And that is when will we see you in a race car again? What else is coming up?
We're gonna run July 11th, the Michigan Modified deal at Owosso. We have the Kalamazoo. We're going to go to the warm-up to the hot shoe and then run the hot shoe. That's obviously the big one. That's the biggest crown jewel of them all. The names on that list would be something to have your name part of it. So that's pretty much what we're looking at right now. And then we'll run the last Michigan Modified race and kind of see what's left after that. Going to do some family stuff this year. Probably not run as much as we normally do. But it's working out for us. A little more time to work on the car and be prepared and go racing. So do some family stuff, do some racing.
And just pointing this out, this just came to my head. Your first race, since it was public knowledge, little man was in victory lane. So.
I know. It's crazy. It is so crazy. I want to thank my mom and dad. They have just supported me. Like, we could have done so much other things. They could have cabins and do, whatever they wanted to do. And they support me, still support me. My car owner, Ken O'Connor, puts me in an awesome race car. His family, they don't have to let him drive 4 hours to Owosso every weekend to help us out, but they do. And my wife, her family, Preston and Joe Walker, they drive from Ohio. Joe does all my tires, Preston spots for me, like I said. Derek and Taylor Griffin, they build the best race cars and shocks there is. I mean, they've won the 2 highest paying modified races in the country. And, I mean, they're second to none, in my opinion, as far as support and just how fast and clean their race cars are. So Connor's Trucking, DG Performance, Dan the Tree Man, John Blott and Son, All-Star Performance, Van Dorn Racing Development, Phil Harper and Danny Crawford. Couldn't do it without any of those people. John Beach, wearing his shirt. Congrats to him at Winchester. Yep. I know that was a big one for him. He's got a lot going on in his life too, so I'm praying for him and his family. And yeah, man, just blessed, just lucky.
All right, man. Trevor, appreciate you. Congratulations, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, Rich and I wrap this one up and look at the upcoming calendar straight ahead here on the Horsepower Happenings podcast.
Make sure your brand stands out from the crowd with Madman signs and designs. Flashy, clean, color, or simplistic, Madman signs and designs can make sure your race car, business vehicle, merchandise, or even your iRacing rig looks exactly how you dreamed it would. Get designs that help your brand team, or business stand out from the crowd with the Madman at Madman Signs and Designs. Call 517-647-9573 or find Madman Signs and Designs on Facebook.
Mark News is back. Michigan Area Racing Connection News keeps fans in the tri-state area up to date on national headlines, local results, regional news, and so much more. Home of the Horsepower Happenings podcast, 500 Sprintcast, Gridline Social, Job Bank, Fastlane Images, KG Media, and so much more. MarkNews.org is the one stop for any race fan who needs to know what's going on in the Michigan area. Plus, get the Mark News weekly newsletter sent right to your inbox, FREE free. Sign up today and learn more at marknews.org. MarkNews.org, the Michigan Area Racing Connection.
KG Media is your home for all things photography, race day social media, and more. Cody Geyer brings more than a decade of experience working with the top brands in short track racing. From individual photos to full race days, social media to PR, KG Media can make your race team, race track, or touring series stand out. For more information, go to marknews.org or visit KG Media on Facebook.
One of the biggest question marks for your event is, what are we going to do for food? Heavenly Smoked Barbecue is your answer. Serving Michigan and Northern Indiana, Heavenly Smoked Barbecue brings the best from the grill to your plate with pulled pork, pork belly, chicken, mac and cheese, baked beans, and more. Graduation open house, birthday parties, weddings, festivals. If it needs food, Heavenly Smoked Barbecue will offer options that will have them saying, that smells heavenly. Call 269-908-3948 or find Heavenly Smoked Barbecue on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Horsepower Happenings podcast, and glad to have you back. Let's take a look at the upcoming calendar. Before we do that, I do believe we missed some news, Mr. France.
We got a babysitter out there reminding us what we missed.
Well,
we probably missed a lot of news, but
there is a lot of things that we missed, but some things we shouldn't miss, and I can't find the post now to verify it, but I saw it earlier today. I do believe that wins number 299 and 300 were accomplished this weekend for friend of the program, Rusty Schlenk.
I didn't even see that. That would not surprise me.
Hold on. Now I got to see if I can find it. Let me see if I can verify this. Yes. Okay. Rusty Schlenk racing yesterday at midnight, and then there was 300 career wins. So, yes.
Wow.
Yep. So, Rusty Schlenk, now a 300 race winner.
Attica and Oakshade? Is that what
Oakshade fittingly was the 300th win. Yes.
Okay.
So congratulations to Rusty, friend of the program. And thank you to my dad for reminding me that we missed that because, obviously Rusty's treated us really well. And it's been cool to see him succeed, even though some people would argue that he doesn't succeed. But when you got 300 career wins, come on. How are you going to argue with that?
And he moved back to the States, so now he gets the Jackson Assassin name.
Jackson Assassin,
again, right?
Yes. Glad for him to get back to home base for his 300th win. The Jackson Assassin, Rusty Schlenk. Okay, let's take a look at the upcoming calendar, Rich. I'll get things started. We're happy to have a partnership with Berlin Raceway, and they've got some racing coming up again this weekend. It's, Outlaw Super Late Models for... I'm telling you what, 4 weeks in a row now, they've had big events going on. The Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series is back in action this Saturday night from Berlin Raceway, celebrating 250 years of the USA and celebrating racing right along with it. Reveal the Hammer will be in action. Gates open at 4, racing at 6:30 on Saturday at Berlin with Reveal the Hammer, Rich.
Yeah, and I went ahead just to double check if you love Owosso or Flat Rock or Birch Run or Butler and you want to go racing this weekend, you're not unless you go somewhere else.
Berlin or
there's other places or Tri-City,
right,
or Merritt, or you're going to take a drive because none of those tracks are running on 4th of July weekend.
Well, you and I talked about this. I put the schedules together for the Great Lakes Super Sprints, Traditional Sprints, and Lightning Sprints, and we have one race for the Super Sprints on Friday at Lima Land, and there are a lot of tracks who are dark this weekend. Holiday weekends are becoming tough for the racetracks, so this is where we implore you to please go support a race this weekend because now, thankfully, Great Lakes Traditional Sprints have a stacked weekend of racing going on. But Rich, I know you have some other things first, and then we'll talk about the stacked traditional sprint.
So you want me to leave Merritt alone for a minute?
Yeah. Let's come back to that. Yep.
Okay. Tri-City Motor Speedway, Friday night, fireworks night. So they're going to be blasting off fireworks, late models, B mods, pro stocks, street stocks, bombers, mini wedges at Tri-City on Friday. Gates open at 5:30, racing at 8 p.m. And then Friday, July 3rd, Great Lakes traditional sprints. They're going to be at Hartford Motor Speedway, gates open at 5, racing at 7, and then a couple of big nights at Merritt, Zach.
Yeah, so get your calendar out, get your pen ready. So really, this weekend of racing starts on Thursday, Rich. Thursday, July 2nd at Merritt Speedway. Double-header sprint cars at Merritt. The Great Lakes Traditional Sprints presented by Cat Rentals and the Great Lakes Lightning Sprints presented by McAllister Cat Rentals are in action at Merritt Speedway. So 2 sprint cars, 1 ticket at Merritt Speedway. Now, we know it's going to be hot. Everybody knows it's going to be hot. And so because of that, just saw a post that got put out today. And I know Noah's like, oh, great. What did I miss? What didn't you tell me, Zach? I just saw it. Merritt Speedway is pushing back the times on Thursday because of the heat. So gates will not even open. Don't even try to get there and go through the gates until after 5 o'clock at Merritt Speedway. And racing will not begin until 8 p.m. on Thursday. So gates for the pits and the grandstands on Thursday due to the heat will not open at 5. And according to the post, they're not going to allow early entry either. So that's going to be interesting. And then racing scheduled to begin at 8 p.m. And then Friday, back in action for the Lightning Sprints at Mount Pleasant Speedway. Great Lakes Super Sprints will be in action down at Lima, as you mentioned. Tri-City Motor Speedway will be in action on Friday. And then Saturday, July 4th, back to Merritt Speedway as they've got their fireworks night and $2,500 to win, Rich, for late models on Saturday night.
Yeah, late models, IMCA mods, pro stocks, factory stocks, 4 to 6 cylinders, and mini wedges. Also Thursday night, factory stocks get a big night, $2,000 to win. $2,000 to win on Thursday night at Merritt. So Merritt, a couple big races.
And that is, by the way, that's the Joe Wood Memorial for the factory stocks. So, and
we know the holidays. Mike Blackmere loves the holidays. He always likes to do something Memorial Day, 4th of July. Making it. I imagine Saturday at some point on Saturday is probably the parade through Lake City and everything.
I imagine.
That's usually a pretty big deal up there. So pretty cool. 4th of July weekend up at Merritt, up in God's country. Take a trip up there. It's a fun time.
Yeah, and hope you can join us for the traditional sprint races. Excited to get back to Merritt Speedway. First time traditional sprints have been there in quite some time. Thursday night, Friday at Hartford Speedway, and then Saturday, not to be left out, Saturday the weekend closes. We celebrate the 4th at Silver Bullet Speedway back up north in Owendale. So we've got a little triangle for Independence Day weekend going on, but it's going to be a lot of fun and looking forward to it. Hopefully Mother Nature cooperates and we can get all 3 shows in for the Great Lakes traditional sprints. Rich, what are you doing this weekend?
Let me see. I have 2 what they call 4th of July parties I was invited to on Saturday.
So you're not working?
Oh, Lord, no. No, Lord,
okay.
No.
Okay, so Rich is going to get out and support a racetrack this weekend, is what I hear. Good for Rich. Glad to hear it. I won't be hearing any arguments otherwise, Rich.
Yeah, I don't have any plans Friday night yet. So we'll see. Look, I'm getting ready to get busy. I mean, it's just
man,
yeah. But you know what I mean? Look at you running around like crazy too.
Was that Rich France?
You're even leaving the country. You're so busy.
Was that Rich France or Cardi B? We'll never know. Okay, we're gonna take a break. How long of a break? It's gonna be like 6 days. Okay, that's gonna do it for the show. We'll wrap it up. Enjoy your Independence Day holiday. Be safe. Come back with all of your fingers. I have all 10 of mine. Rich, finger check. Got all 10 of his. If you're gonna play with explosives, just have some common sense.
Just don't. I'll leave it to the professionals, okay?
Be safe, have fun. Happy birthday, America.
Leave it to all the professionals.
That's right.
They look like that.
And good Lord willing that we don't get in line with any explosives this weekend. We'll talk to you Monday, same time, same place next week, right here on Horsepower Happenings.
You've been listening to Horsepower Happenings. The views and opinions expressed in tonight's show may not directly reflect that of Horsepower Happenings. The contents of this program may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or disseminated without the express written consent of Horsepower Happenings. Follow Horsepower Happenings on Facebook, Instagram, X, and all major podcast platforms, including Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, and Pandora, to keep up on what's happening.